Good day students and welcome to our video tutorial. This is again Director RJS Olarve and we are going to continue our discussion regarding Earth Science. By the way, kamusta naman kayo? Nakakapag-adjust na ba kayo sa bagong setup natin? Which is itong new normal in the education system. Hopefully, unti-unti na kayo nakaka-adjust at nakaka-adapt sa ganitong klase ng system in the education. Last module, we talked about different theories regarding the origin of the universe. We talked about many philosophers and scientists who contributed a lot in the formation or formulation of the different theories regarding the origin of the universe. Actually, you joined me, okay, in my journey in discovering those theories regarding the origin of the universe. But for this module and for this video tutorial, I am going to be an astronaut. And hopefully, you're going to join me up to the end of this lesson. Let us have first the different lesson objectives. So in this lesson, you are expected to know the nature of the solar system. Second is to know the main definitions for an object to be considered a true planet. Third is to enumerate the classification of planets and their characteristics and definitions. Fourth is to define the characteristics of the planets and other small bodies in the solar system. And last is to design your own model of the solar system. And for our preliminary activity, let us have activity number 1. So this is entitled, What's on Your Mind? So for the directions, you are just going to give what you already know about the solar system. Anything that you already know about the solar system, you can write it down on page number 2 of your module under activity number 1, What's on Your Mind? So at this point in time, you can actually pause this video for a minute and you can answer activity number 1, What's on Your Mind? And let us have the introduction to the solar system. Actually, you have your prior knowledge regarding the solar system, right? But the solar system is like a family. Since our elementary days, we have been acquainted with the solar system, and they say that the sun acts as the father, wherein it is the leading, and all the planets who are actually revolving around the sun are just the children who are following. Whether this analogy is amped or not, it seems a useful one. And speaking of the sun is actually the star of the solar system. It emits energy and as well as particles outward and in all directions. Light, heat, and solar originate from the sun. And those substances are actually the ultimate source of energy of Earth that allows it to sustain lives. But the question now is, how do we consider an object floating in the solar system a planet? Or are there other objects found in the solar system? So those are questions that we are going to answer in this video tutorial. Let's go now with the planets. Okay, and we are going to answer the first question, how do we consider an object in the solar system a planet? So according to the International Astronomical Union, actually there are 3 main definitions. Number 1, the object must be orbiting the sun. The object must be orbiting the sun. It means that in order for you to be considered a planet, kailangan umiikot ka around the sun. Second is, it should be nearly spherical. So definitely, it has something to do with the shape of that object. And it's stated there that it should be nearly spherical. And last is, it should be large enough to clear all the matter found in its orbital zone. And nung ako ay elementary, actually the planets na pinag-uusapan namin nung mga panahon na yon is actually 9. And one of those planets is planet Pluto. And did you know that the reason why planet Pluto is no longer a planet is that it is not large enough to clear all the matter found in its orbital zone. Now let us have the classifications of planets. There are actually 2 classifications of planets, and what are these? Number 1 is the terrestrial planets. So these are planets that are rocky, solid, and dense. Second is they are much smaller compared to the other known planets. And actually there are 4 planets under this category. And what are those? Number 1 is the planet Mercury. So Mercury is the innermost planet. So it is also named after the Roman god of merchandise and merchants. And the temperature here is extreme. So what do you mean by extreme? It's really hot in this planet. So this is the innermost planet, the first planet or the closest planet to the sun. So the second planet, we have planet Venus. So Venus is actually the Earth's twin because of the size of Venus that is so much alike with the size of the Earth. And it is named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty. It is also the hottest planet in the solar system given the fact that it is composed of many volcanoes. And it is also called as the evening star. So minsan napapansin nyo no, na merong makinang na star in the sky. So actually hindi yun star, instead ito po ay si Venus. Especially ngayon na bare months na, so makikita nating muli itong si Venus na nagniningning na naman sa kalangitan. Okay, so that is why it is also called as the evening star. So third, we have planet Earth. So this is actually our home planet. And it is the only planet in the solar system that can host life, given the fact that it is made up of hydrogen and other resources that can cater life. And actually, there are many reasons why planet Earth is the only planet in the solar system that can host life, but we are going to discuss it on our next video tutorial. Next is Mars. So this is the last terrestrial planet, wherein this is also known as the red planet because of its color, and it is named after the Roman god of war. And it is the most studied planet in the solar system aside from the planet Earth, given the fact that this Mars was suspected to have hydrogen or water on its surface. So let us just recap the different planets under the terrestrial category. So we have Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. So these are the 4 terrestrial planets of the solar system. Next, let's have the second classification of planets, the Jovian planets. So they are primarily liquids and gases, and they are called Jovian because they are Jupiter-like planets. And take note that this Jovian planets has 2 separate categories. So first, we have the gas giant planets, and second is the icy giant planets. And later on, you're going to know what are the planets under those 2 categories. So let us have the number 5 planet, which is under the Jovian planets, the Jupiter. So Jupiter is known as the biggest planet and is a gas giant planet. And it is named after the chief god in Roman mythology, Jupiter. And the temperature varies in different layers of this planet, and it has 67 moons or satellites. Marami siyang moons, yes. And number 6, we have Saturn. So Saturn is the planet with prominent rings and is the second planet under the category gas giant planet. So it is also the second biggest planet in the solar system, and it is named after the god of agriculture, and it has 62 satellites. Next, let's have Uranus. Uranus is also known as a sideway planet because of its orientation. It is also under the category icy giant planet of the Jovian planets, and it is named after the god of the sky. So that is Uranus. And last planet, we have Neptune. So Neptune is the windy planet and is also an icy giant planet and named after the god of the sea. And this Neptune is actually the windiest places and planet in the entire solar system. And it is known as the twin planet of the Saturn. So kung meron kang kaibigan na medyo mahangin minsan, pwede mong sabihin na pag nagmamahangin siya, ay nagne-Neptune na naman siya. Because Neptune is the windiest planet and the windiest place in the entire solar system. So recap, under the Jovian planets, so we have Jupiter and Saturn, which are under the category gas giant planets. Next is the Uranus and the Neptune, which are under the category icy giant planets. And as a summary of the different planets in the solar system, so let us all watch this video.
There are 8 planets in the solar system. We revolve around the sun. Join us to learn about the different planets. Now sing along and have some fun. My name is Mercury. I'm the second hottest planet, the closest one to the sun. A year on my surface is 88 days. I'm the smallest, but I'm lots of fun. My name is Venus. I'm the hottest planet, but the second planet from the sun. I'm the brightest planet in our solar system, and I'm too hot for anyone. My name is Earth. I'm the planet you live on, the third planet from the sun. I'm the only planet with organic life, so take care of me, 'cause we're all one. My name is Mars. I am red in color. I'm the fourth planet from the sun. I have the highest mountain in our solar system, a volcano named Olympus Mons. There are 8 planets in the solar system. We revolve around the sun. Join us to learn about the different planets. Now sing along and have some fun. My name is Jupiter. I am covered in clouds. I'm the 5th planet from the sun. My giant red spot is a raging storm. As for size, I'm the biggest one. My name is Saturn. I am brown in color. I'm the 6th planet from the sun. My outer rings are extremely thin. They're made of dust and icy chunks. My name's Uranus. I am blue in color. I'm the 7th planet from the sun. Humans have named me the icy planet because I am the coldest one. My name is Neptune. I am blue in color. I'm the 8th planet from the sun. I have too many storms in my atmosphere, and I'm the furthest planet from the sun. There are 8 planets in the solar system. We revolve around the sun. Join us to learn about the different planets. Now sing along and have some fun.
So ayan, hopefully ay nakising along ka dun sa kanta na Planet Song. And the question that was asked earlier is, are there other objects in the solar system? So the answer is yes. And these are called the small bodies in the solar system. And the question is, what are these small bodies in the solar system? So we are going to discuss them one by one. And let's begin with the asteroids. So asteroids are small and rocky heavenly bodies that are located between the orbits of the Mars and Jupiter in an area called asteroid belt. So meron tayong specific na location ng mga asteroids. Matatagpuan siya between the orbit of the Mars and the Jupiter in an area called asteroid belt. Okay, next we have the comets. So comets are actually celestial bodies that are remnants of the formation of the solar system, and one of the well-known and famous comet is the Halley's Comet. Next is the meteoroids. So meteoroids are celestial bodies that are remnants of dust from comets and asteroids. So take note of this. Remnants, tira-tira sila ng mga comets and asteroids. For example, may nagbanggaang comets or asteroids. So what will happen is magiging dust yan, and it will suddenly turn into a meteoroid. And this meteoroid, so we have the trail formed by a burning meteoroid in the atmosphere, and that is called the meteor or the shooting star. So most of the time we encounter this, right? yung mayroong meteor, ayan si shooting star, okay, minsan pa nga nagkakaroon ng meteor shower, okay, tama ba? And yung burning meteoroid, okay, once na nag-touch yan sa atmosphere natin, yung burning trail, pag sinabi natin trail, buntot, okay, yung umaapoy na buntot nung meteor, and the meteor itself is actually called the meteor or the shooting star. And once that unburned meteor touches the surface of the earth, it will be then called as a meteorite. Okay, yung hindi na siya nag-aapoy and at the same time, nandun na siya sa surface of the earth, magiging meteorite na yung tawag sa kanya. And actually, there are 3 classifications of meteorite. And what are this? So we have iron with nickel, stony or chondrite, and the stony iron meteorite. So next, we have the dwarf planets. So dwarf planets are objects that orbit the sun and have enough gravity to maintain a spherical shape but not capable of clearing small objects in the area of its own orbit. So that's why na-mention ko rin sa inyo kanina, the reason why Pluto now is not considered a true planet, that is because of the reason Pluto is not capable of clearing smaller objects in the area of its own orbit. Yes, Pluto is actually revolving around the sun. It is maintaining its spherical shape. But again, the sad reality, Pluto is not capable of clearing smaller objects in its area of its orbit. And the question is, how many dwarf planets do we have in the solar system? Actually, there are 5 dwarf planets, and these are Pluto, Eris, Haumea, Makemake, and the Ceres. And what are the characteristics of this dwarf planet? So here are some. So Ceres is the closest to the sun, which is also the smallest among all the dwarf planets. We have actually Pluto, which is made up of 1/3 water and the remaining is actually ice. And Pluto has 5 moons. And next is Haumea, which is oval in shape dwarf planet. And the Makemake is discovered in 2005. And last one is the Eris, which is also the largest asteroid. And I have here again the second video clip wherein mapapasing-along ka na naman, and let us watch and listen to this video.
There are 8 planets in the solar system.
Wait. You guys had your chance in the spotlight. It's time to talk about the dwarf planets in our solar system. Hit it, guys.
There are 5 dwarf planets in our solar system, and we revolve around the sun. 4 of us live in the Kuiper Belt. As far as planets, we're the smallest ones.
My name is Ceres, and I am a dwarf planet. I'm the closest dwarf to the sun. There's mysterious white spots on my rocky surface, and I am the smallest one. My name is Pluto. I'm a dwarf planet and was the 9th planet from the sun. I am 1/3 water in the form of ice and have 5 moons that are lots of fun. My name's Haumea. I am oval in shape due to the fast rotations that I make. I take 285 years to orbit the sun because I am so far away.
There are 5 dwarf planets in our solar system, and we revolve around the sun. 4 of us live in the Kuiper Belt. As far as planets, we're the smallest ones.
I'm Makemake. I have no atmosphere. I was discovered in 2005. I am one of the reasons Pluto lost his status, so naturally we do not jive. My name is Eris. I'm more massive than Pluto. I am big, but I'm lots of fun. 557 is the amount of years it takes me to revolve around the sun.
There are 5 dwarf planets in our solar system, and we revolve around the sun. 4 of us live in the Kuiper Belt. As far as planets, we're the smallest ones.
So hopefully ay napasing along ka ulit sa kanta about the dwarf planets. And this time, it is your turn. So what do I mean? So it is your turn because you are now tasked to answer the different activities that follow. So first is activity number 4, entitled What's New? Activity number 5 about short quiz, and activity number 6 about making your own model of the solar system. For instructions, kindly read the directions under each activities. So now, are there things that are unclear to you? If the answer is yes, so for questions and clarifications, contact me at FB account RJ Solis Olarve. Gmail is disciplerj@gmail.com. Cell phone number is 0975-705-1548. And as a reminder, when you eat or drink or do anything else, always do it to honor God. My dear students, so sa pagkasagot nyo ng mga modules nyo, hindi lang sa Earth Science, no, please make sure that you are doing this to honor God. So that would be all. Thank you and God bless. See you on our next video tutorial.